Hi, my name is George Matthews. Chico, California is my hometown. I love it and I want it to be a better place for everybody to live in. We're up on top of a roof to show you the difference between a cool roof and a hot roof. This is an Energy Star rated cool roof. Energy Star is our national symbol for energy efficiency. This is an old-fashioned black roof. You can see where they tie together. We just used an infrared camera. This that connects to my iPhone. This was 130 something degrees. This was 150 degrees. It's not Chico, we're in Walnut Creek right now, but it'll get a lot hotter in Chico. And that heat usually goes right through the roof and it goes into your house. Once it gets into your house, then you've got to pay to have your air conditioner pump it back outside. Right now we're recording the temperature readings of a cool roof. This is a quote cool roof. That's from Energy Star, which is the United States national symbol for energy efficiency. This cool roof is 134 degrees, 131 degrees. If we go over to a hot roof, like we find all the time in Chico, California, very common, let's look at it. 155 degrees. Let's look at it over here by the solar panels. 151. Let's go over where I did a little experiment with some recycled white paint, which costs nothing. 110, 111, 113 degrees. So this is substantially cooler. Back looking at let's look at the field of this brand new cool roof, Energy Star rated cool roof. 131, 130. Let's go back. Let's go all the way over and look at a different part of the roof where it's hot on the other side of the solar panels. Whoa, don't fall off the roof. It's 147. That's hot. Here's a real fun thing to do if you're wondering whether cool roofs are a good idea. Put your hand on them. Try it in the Chico summer heat. You'll burn your hand. That's not a good idea. Try it with a cool roof. It's still hot, but it's not as hot and it won't burn you. We're in the attic of a 1952 tract house, very similar to a lot of houses in Chico. It's 2018, a work. We test houses every day for energy. We will often find this, a totally uninsulated attic. When you have an uninsulated attic, people heat up their house, the energy goes right through the roof. When they try to cool their house, the heat will come from above, it'll go right inside. And they waste money every single month, every single year. That money goes out of Chico and it doesn't come back. Back in 2018, this is a highly energy efficient heating and cooling system. It's coupled to a 1.5 ton air conditioner that's probably way smaller than your HVAC contractor would think is a good idea. Why is it that small? Because we did the math. We do it every day at work and we know that once you put in really great insulation like this, you can put in a tiny heating and cooling system. Tiny heating and cooling systems have low bills. Those bills, once you lower them, the rest of your money stays in Chico and it goes around in circle in the local economy. That's what we want to happen in Chico. Now we're in an attic under the roof. It's pretty warm up here, but it could be a lot warmer. Why is it cool? It's because we did something that was free and highly effective. See the silver stuff? It's a radiant barrier. What it does, it's just aluminum foil, but it's on the back of the plywood. And instead of allowing the radiant energy to come down into the living space, it stops it. It stops it from emitting it down. So it just stays cooler. And you can do this experiment yourself. Go into an attic with radiant barrier and it's tolerable. Go into one without a radiant barrier and it is a furnace. You don't want to be in a furnace and you don't want the heat from the furnace to get into where you're living and where you want to be comfortable. We're in that same attic, but now we're talking about something entirely different, and that is air sealing. If you make a house airtight, you are going to be in much better shape for making it comfortable year-round. This is insulation. If you have a leaky house and air going through the insulation, it's no longer insulation, it's just a filter. So here's what we do. See this green, goopy, sticky stuff? That is sealant. We've gone along every single crack, every single connection, and we've sealed it. That way air doesn't get through to the inside of the house. There's nothing up here in the attic that you want in your lungs when you're downstairs. So we seal it. And after we seal it, then we can insulate it. This is insulation. This is actually fire-resistant insulation. It's made out of mineral wool. It can go up to, I think, 2170 degrees. It doesn't even melt. It's fireproof. So you put this up here, and if you've got a fire up here, it will stop the fire. Here's another important detail. This is a can light. People love can lights. They put all these can lights up in their ceiling, and then they end up with a ceiling full of holes. This is a more advanced one than most of them. It's new. It's called insulation airtight. You'd think it would be airtight. It's not. I'm going to come back, and we're going to seal all the way around this thing. In commercial jobs, they put sealing around it that is both fireproof and airtight. That's the best. When we're not crawling around in crawl spaces and attics and roofs doing energy tests, we also do load calculations and duct design. What we find is that when you put on a cool roof and radiant barriers and lots of insulation and seal the house and you've got upgraded windows, you end up with these really small systems. Small systems cost less to run, and they mean there's more money staying in your pocket. Chico City Council, vote yes. Vote to require that when you do a substantial remodel on a house that you put 21st century technology into it so that you reduce everybody's energy bills. Make sure that they include cool roofs so that the entire city cools down. You can make it better for homeowners, bill payers, and children who have to breathe the air. This is George Matthews. My hometown is Chico, California. Let's vote to make it a better place to live.